In one of the most shocking developments in recent WWE history, Brock Lesnar made his presence felt in devastating fashion by ambushing Bronson Reed at the height of the Australian powerhouse's momentum, reminding the wrestling world why he is known as the Beast incarnate. The attack was sudden, brutal in its impact, and symbolic of the raw, unpredictable energy Lesnar brings every time he steps into a WWE arena, leaving fans reeling and sparking widespread debate about what it means for the careers of both men. Bronson Reed's rising momentum. Bronson Reed had been on a steady rise, gaining fan support and showcasing a combination of size, power, and agility rarely seen in WWE. Fresh off impressive victories, his confidence was soaring, and many believed he was on the verge of cementing himself as a consistent force in the company. Reed's unique style, able to crush opponents with raw strength but also surprise them with agility, made him stand out, and his growing momentum suggested he could be a breakout star. On this night, however, his celebration and promise of success were interrupted in the most dramatic way possible. The arrival of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's reputation precedes him, built on a career of dominance that extends from WWE to UFC and back again. His mere presence has often been enough to intimidate even the toughest of competitors, and his surprise arrival against Reed carried that same aura of menace. Without warning, Lesnar charged to the ring, instantly shifting the tone of the night from celebration to chaos. Fans who moments earlier were cheering Reed's performance now sat stunned as they realized they were witnessing another unpredictable Lesnar moment, one that would redefine the direction of both superstars' paths. A statement made in the ring. When Lesnar entered the ring, it wasn't with words or gestures, it was with action. He went straight for Reed, unleashing his trademark suplexes and powerful strikes in a display that echoed through the arena. The sheer speed and ferocity with which Lesnar dismantled Reed made it clear this was not just a random appearance, but a calculated statement. Each throw and slam resonated as if designed to remind everyone watching that the Beast remains one of the most dangerous forces in WWE, and that anyone standing in his path, no matter how promising, will face the consequences. The shock of the WWE Universe. As the assault unfolded, the atmosphere in the arena shifted dramatically. Gasps replaced cheers, silence mixed with murmurs, and fans were left trying to process the sheer intensity of what they were seeing. This was not the competitive back and forth of a match, but a sudden and overwhelming show of force. Immediately after, social media platforms lit up with reactions, clips spreading across timelines within minutes. Some fans marveled at Lesnar's ability to command attention so easily, while others expressed outrage and sympathy for Reed, whose moment of triumph had been stolen. The wrestling world reacts. The response from fellow wrestlers was equally strong, with many using their platforms to comment on the situation. Seth Rollins, no stranger to Lesnar's destructive tendencies, remarked that the Beast was operating on another level entirely, while Rhea Ripley noted how difficult it was to watch Reed endure such a crushing moment. Their comments highlighted the gravity of the attack and how it reverberated through the locker room, where respect for both men runs deep. Support for Reed poured in, showing that while the night ended badly for him, he had won admiration for how far he had come, and for the fact that he had been deemed worthy of Lesnar's attention. Questions of motivation. Whenever Brock Lesnar acts, fans and analysts alike ask the same question. Why? His attack on Bronson Reed raised immediate speculation about whether it was purely about asserting dominance, sending a message to the entire roster, or the beginning of a new rivalry designed to test Reed's mettle. Lesnar thrives on disrupting expectations, and by choosing Reed, an emerging star rather than a longtime rival, he may have been reminding everyone that his reach extends beyond established feuds. The unanswered questions surrounding his motivation only added to the intrigue of the moment. Reed at a crossroads for Bronson Reed, the ambush was more than just a physical setback. It was a career-defining challenge. Wrestlers often face moments where their resilience is tested, and this was such a moment for Reed. Would he be able to recover, rise again, and perhaps even turn this into the storyline that propels him into main event status? Or would the attack derail the momentum he had worked so hard to build? Reed's history of perseverance suggests he is not one to give up easily, and many fans are already waiting to see how he responds to this adversity in the weeks ahead. Seeds of a new rivalry. If WWE chooses to build on this angle, the groundwork is already laid for an engrossing feud between Reed and Lesnar. The contrast in their careers, Lesnar as the established juggernaut, Reed as the rising star, creates a natural dynamic. The idea of Reed standing up to Lesnar, refusing to back down, and seeking redemption would be compelling storytelling. This could elevate Reed into higher prominence, while giving Lesnar another chance to demonstrate why he remains such a vital part of WWE programming, even years into his storied career. Implications for WWE's creative direction. Beyond the two men directly involved, this attack may signal a broader creative direction for WWE. The company has always thrived on moments of shock and unpredictability, and Lesnar's ambush reminded fans of an era where anything could happen. In a time when wrestling audiences crave authenticity and intensity, this incident felt raw, unfiltered, and powerful. If WWE embraces this tone, it could lead to a series of storylines that push superstars into more intense, emotionally charged confrontations, blurring the line between entertainment and reality. The locker room atmosphere. Inside the WWE locker room, moments like these resonate deeply. Lesnar's dominance has long inspired both fear and respect, and his decision to target Reed specifically may shift how other wrestlers view the hierarchy. Younger talents may look to Reed as a symbol of resilience, someone who was strong enough to attract Lesnar's attention, while veterans may once again be reminded that the Beast's shadow looms large over the entire company. Such moments can alter dynamics backstage as much as they do in front of the cameras. A turning point for both careers. Ultimately, the ambush could mark a turning point in the careers of both men. For Lesnar, it was another reminder that his presence still defines WWE in many ways, capable of dominating headlines with a single action. For Reed, it was the harshest test yet of his resilience and potential, a chance to prove whether he can weather the storm and emerge stronger. In wrestling history, such moments often become the foundation of legendary rivalries and career-defining arcs, and this night may be remembered as the beginning of something far larger than the attack itself. The legacy of the night. As the dust settled and the show moved forward, fans and analysts alike knew they had witnessed something memorable. The night Brock Lesnar attacked Bronson Reed will not simply be remembered for its immediate shock value, but for the doors it opened in terms of storytelling and character development. It reminded fans why they tune in week after week, because no matter how much they speculate, WWE has the power to surprise, to shock, and to set the stage for stories that resonate long after the final bell.